episode 111.
111.
111.
Yeah.
Binary code 111.
Yeah.
And we are doing today's podcast on Nano. Mostly our Nano.
Yeah.
Our Nano products.
It's ours.
It is, in
We
the
own
UK.
it. Yeah.
And we have nano iron and nano silica. And we're going to be talking in depth about what it all means and why it's different from everything else on the market, and explaining our ethos and the way we intend to distribute these products and just what we're about. And so we've called out a lot of companies for the way their products are.
Well, first things first. My name's Thomas.
My name's still Stephen.
And this is podcast 111.
What's going on, homies? You're listening to NPK Live, the Hydroponics podcast. You're listening to NPK Live. To all the listeners around the world, you're listening to NPK Live. You left me with the customer's question time 2 weeks ago.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. I had to do 109.5, didn't I?
On your own?
On my own.
Why?
They all hated it. I had one live viewer. I think it was you.
Your mess. Your mess.
No, it went well. I had the day before. I had I put on the NPK Live. I put out a request for people to send in the questions, and I have bits of questions coming in on messages. So I grouped them all together and decided to do a Q&A 109.5, and it was good.
Yeah,
it was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
But where the fuck were you?
I was working in a coal mine.
Oh, that's why your face is so dirty.
Yeah, I had to go and do some slave labour for a week. No, not really. I was actually lucky enough to be on tour with Giggs and his whole crew. Well, with also my good pal and colleague A-Star.
Mickey's telling you off.
Mickey's shouting at me because I'm not speaking into the microphone again. Yeah, so I was lucky enough to go on tour with A-Star, with Giggs, Kais, Teflon, Blade Brown, Gunner D, Joe Grind.
And what was all this for?
They were on the Landlord tour, so it's Giggs' album, Landlord. And he was doing a 6-show tour up and down the UK, starting off in Bristol, then Birmingham, Manchester, Glasgow, then off for a day, and then back down to Norwich, and the finale was at London at the Hammersmith Apollo.
Which was the best day?
For me, was probably Birmingham. There was a couple of after parties after the shows. Well, after each show there was an after party, but I think there was only one show that there wasn't. And for me, the best one was in Birmingham. I was with a load of Birmingham lads. I got looked after. The love from them is just phenomenal. So big shout out to Birmingham. A big pat on the back for you guys, because you are just legends, to be honest with you. We went to a VIP club which was called Bamboo, and our code password was Gustavo.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. And that got us in. And yeah, I was chilling in VIP with Giggs and A-Star and all of the artists who followed on that tour, and we were smoking heavily in Bamboo, let me tell you. I was there, not much different to how I'm dressed now, to be honest with you. I had a black North Face t-shirt on, night tracky bottoms, and a pair of me 110s on, my glasses on, and the whole rest of the club was all dolled up to the nine. So it was quite interesting, to be honest with you.
Seen Stoner 420 as well.
Oh yeah, sorry, Stoner. Bloody hell, I was with Stoner most of the trip.
Yeah,
getting stoned. Me and Stoner. If you look at some of the videos, I put them on stage at two of the shows. We had some severe, heavy whiffing sessions going on. It was great. It was tiring. It was arduous. All the driving, because I was following in the Mercedes bus. So I was meeting them at different locations, and then plus, if you remember, I come back and I done the podcast as well, didn't I?
On the Wednesday, which is your only day off.
Yeah. So, because we had that drop day off, I come back, done that, and then literally had to run back off, go and get my stuff and some more clean gear, and then go meet up with them in Norwich.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was...
heavy 2 weeks for you.
Yeah, it was mental. There's loads of videos all over YouTube and stuff like that, so be sure to check them out.
We will. I haven't even seen many of them. Been up the wall ourselves. Last week's podcast 110, was a success. I've had a lot of people ringing up and saying that they appreciate the critical feedback that we gave to them in terms of the positive and negative reviews. I rang up HID to place an order, and the girls were all like, "Oh, hello, Steve, you okay?" I was like, "These are really cheerful for the first morning." And Andy from HID had made them all listen to that little segment about the positives and negatives.
Good stuff.
He got the whole office to
you know what,
listen
Andy?
to it.
Big shout out to you then, mate, because that's why we're doing this thing. We're not here to just think, we're the best and all that. We're just here to help our industry along the journey a bit better, and we just have a big talk, like you have like a general meeting at the end of the week. We're having a general meeting for everybody every week on podcast.
That was like 5-6 friends all sat down having a drink,
but
having
they
a smoke,
but they all brought up points that we don't know and stuff that we don't deal with, and maybe companies and their employees that we don't know. So it is really quite good
to get
it would be really shite if we did sit there and go, right, well, this is crap, and just put it down and then moved on to the next thing. But we're not about that. That's not what we're into. We're about, well, how could we improve that, and who could we give this feedback to and tell them about our experience. The same way we've had some issues. We had a big meeting, didn't we, the other day? Because we're that busy sometimes, we've been getting things wrong, and we've been letting things slip, and we've noticed it. So we thought, whoa, let's have a meeting and let's resolve these issues and let's put some things in place, because we're not perfect neither. And, you know, me and Stephen were doing that many different things. I'm off on tour, Stephen's doing podcast and YouTube and all of the social media stuff, and then the running of the store and making sure that all the customers are sorted, and then internet orders and stuff like that. If you don't stay on the ball constantly, things do slip, and we tend to go up and down in spikes. And, you know, just because we're standing on podcasts saying, yeah, well, you could do this and do that, don't think that we don't continuously look at ourselves, because we do. And if anybody has got feedback for us and says, listen, we don't think you should do that way, or we think it would be better if you done that, we are open to it. Goes both ways, and we will appreciate it, because we will take it on board. Yeah, definitely. And yes, apart from if all the customers say we should give everything away for free, then he's going to... Or extra discounts. On top of the extra discounts. No, but yeah, 110 was a good success. I enjoyed it, thoroughly enjoyed it. Hopefully people took on board what we said and enjoyed the positives that we said about each company. There was no nastiness, was there? No. That's why I didn't get that many phone calls. Because we don't try and be nasty, just some of the points are really a bit tricky. So we do try and politically, like, be a bit political about it. We try our best, but sometimes you just got to tell the truth as it is. Yeah. Otherwise, you can skate around the subject for 4 or 5 years and never really gets done. But the companies that are taking notice and paying attention to the things that we're saying, good on you and well done, because you're obviously looking to strive and do better and move forward in the industry, where the other people are going to just do the same things and can carry on. And if you stand still in this race, you're going to get overtaken, even if you're the leader. You've always got to keep on moving. Yeah, including us. So, Adam Chapman said, one love, guys. Roderick said, nano excursion. Nano excursion. You know what? That is a very good hashtag. It is, actually. Thank you very much. We will be using that, nano excursion. So, obviously, he must be a fan. Yeah, he is. Is he? Yeah, okay, big fan. Big fan. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you, Roger. I've been working on a mixtape, Scousematic 2 with A-Star. There's some interesting pieces. Also, I don't know if you know about 6-7. They're in Liverpool tonight. I'll be hooking up with them. When we complete A-Star's Scousematic 2, I will send you a copy of it free of charge. Nice. Nano excursion.
Also, Adam says, Shanti says thanks because Adam rang me last week and was talking about it was Shanti that won the
competition.
artwork.
Well, they all won the competition, didn't they?
Yeah, and Adam rang me and was like, "Thank you very much." Shanti was actually got upset; she was that happy.
Yes,
and they would love to come to Chester Zoo.
Excellent,
so
brilliant, because then we can meet them
exactly.
there.
So they're going to come here, pick up the ticket, and then go to Chester for the day.
Oh, brilliant.
So that's what's going to happen.
Excellent.
And they're going to do that in the school summer holidays.
Okay, yeah, because no staying off school, that's forbidden.
So yeah.
So well done to my army of miniature garden artists.
And we, even though the competition's now closed, still send us your art. Everybody send us some art because we love garden art.
Yeah.
Jamie, one of a friend of Jay, has either said loads of Zs as if he's fallen asleep, or he meant to send loads of X's because he loves us that much, and his fingers slipped and pressed Z.
Ooh, well, we never know. If he's fell asleep, don't worry about it, mate. You might need a different channel. If not, and it's a load of X's, there's a kiss for you.
So right, let's get into it. Nano. It is the Nano podcast. 111.
Yeah.
Should we start with the journey?
Yeah, go for it.
So the Nano journey has been a long one. We started a while ago.
A year ago.
Yeah.
A little bit over.
Yeah, so the actual beginning of the distribution started a year ago, and the research started 2, maybe even 3 years ago. And the product, funnily, has been ready since the AutoPot festival last year.
Yeah.
The product hasn't even changed a bit.
Product's been ready.
But this packaging...
This bits of cardboard that you put the thing in, you know, with little colours on and bits of writing. Oh,
supposedly the easiest part.
God.
That's taken October, November, December, January, February, March, 6 months to get that packaging sorted. And the reason that's took 6 months is partly our fault because we weren't prepared to send out a second-rate product. Even though the product was right, the packaging wasn't right, and it's all got to be right from us. And it was just a nightmare.
In all fairness, these packaging companies are little gets.
Yeah. So we originally started off with tablets, didn't we?
Yeah.
So the tablet and company that we originally had, then as we're about to make payment, says to us, yes, it'll take us a 6-week turnaround to do all your tablets.
Yeah.
Oh, right, that's far too longer time. Let's get in touch with somebody bigger. The bigger person said, like a pharmaceutical company said, "What, you only want that amount? Our minimum order is like 500,000.
500 million, something ridiculous like that.
So we're stuck in the middle.
Oh, we're stuck in the middle here. What do we do?
And it's coming up to Christmas, and I'm getting a cob on, and because tablets, I was investing in tablets. I didn't let it go for 2 weeks.
I thought we were struggling also with the dilution of the tablet as well.
It dissolving properly.
Yeah, it was taking a bit of time to dissolve, so we was having problems with that, and then we was having problems with the actual manufacture of the tablet, the compression of the powder into the tablet.
Yeah. So I've designed the tube and I've designed the box, and then the tablets. No one's going to do us tablets.
Yeah, and the tube that we found.
The tube was phenomenal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really good, but then we couldn't source the tube as well, and then we sourced the tube.
And then they couldn't do the tablets. So we went to powders, and then we had to redesign the box to fit the powder sachets.
Yeah, redesign the whole thing.
And then we get the person who's going to fill the sachets for us.
Yeah, but then but along the way we found out that the powders in the sachets we're getting a better feedback anyway.
Yeah, it's much easier just to throw a sachet in.
Then we thought, okay, we're going to run with that now.
Yeah.
So then we went to
fill the sachets with the silica.
Yeah.
So it comes to D-Day, or I should call it P-Day because it was payment day.
Yeah.
I ring up the fella because I want to question one more thing on nothing to do with the bill.
Oh, this is crazy.
Something to do with. Shall I go into the full detail?
No.
I was questioning whether he was keeping the excess or whether he'd send it back and we'd do whatever. I ring up the phone and he just starts going off his head. I said, hang on a minute, what's going on? I'm not questioning the bill. I'm about to pay the bill, which was substantial, just before Christmas as well. And I said, I just want to question this, answer me this question. He went, yeah, I've already told you all this. I said, I know, but I'm about to pay a lot of money for however many 50,000
basically,
sachets.
he was just summarising over the order.
Yeah, because if I get it wrong, it's on my head.
Yeah, and I'm going to bollock it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I questioned it, and he just lost it. He just lost the plot. He
He
just
did,
went
didn't
and fed up reviews, changing this and changing that, and blah blah blah. You're messing me about for a small order, and not even that asked. It's really easy. I was like, I don't understand. Proper caught me off guard. It's like, I don't know where all this has come from. Well, I don't want I'm about to make payments. No, don't even want your business anymore. Oh, this is very strange. So I thought maybe his wife's left him or something, or whatever. I'll give him the day to just chill. Rang him back the next morning and recorded the conversation so I can prove to everyone. And he just went off his head. No, you have messed me about. And you know what the funny thing is? We would say, honestly, if we'd messed somebody about, because we know we strive for perfection. The boxes that this Nano comes in...
Listen, I found the fella, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
I found him and he buttoned me, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
So I phoned him and I said, listen, mate, can I just have a normal conversation with you? I've never spoken to you in my life before. We ended up getting chatting. And as Stephen said, this fella was absolutely fucking bonkers. Proper. I don't know. So we never done the bit.
Yeah, and this was just before Christmas.
Yeah, I was just thinking, wow, what's going on with this bloke? We had an order set, everything was nice, and then at the last minute, he's just like, I don't want to do the order.
Very strange.
It was just weird. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, just as we're about to make payments as well. And he said we messed him about, and see the packaging that comes in the box. Oh, we've messed him about something ruthless because I wanted it to be perfect. But this guy filling the sachets, he had the life of luxury.
He never even had to do nothing. He never had to do nothing.
It's crazy, but all things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
So, Christmas comes and goes, New Year comes and goes. I'm right back on track. I've been put in touch with another guy, and I'm not even going to tell you who this other guy is because he's that good. I'm keeping him to myself.
Keeping him on lockdown.
And he sorted it. So now we're ready. We've got the sachets, got the powder. I can put the order in to get these thousands of boxes sent over. What happens as I place the order? It's Chinese New Year. 2 weeks. Chinese factories go quiet. So there's a 2-week delay. And then we get back, manage to make the payment, and then it's a 6-week, 7-week turnaround on these packages coming over the sea.
Then we had a countdown calendar on the board for about 60 days.
Yeah.
Day 43.
It's a nightmare because
day 37.
We're looking to promote the product and
day
show everyone.
22. Is it nearly here yet? Day
it was like Christmas,
18.
wasn't it?
Then it gets here. Yay! The boxes arrive. Nice big packaging. And they weren't damaged. I was thinking,
I know.
These are definitely going to be damaged.
Yeah.
These.
On a ferry from
the boxes arrive. The boxes arrive. So then we have to ship them to the company, obviously, that are going to sachet up the iron and the silica. Steve's mathematics isn't too good sometimes.
I didn't think you'd fucking mention this.
So, yeah, that's why I picked it out. So we shipped out the 1,000 boxes.
To get filled with the sachets.
Yeah.
And I did a very quick calculation off the top of my head.
Yeah. Well, we won't go into it too deep. We won't give you all of our schematics of what we're doing. Yeah. Basically, he sends an amount of iron and silica. I'll tell this story.
Okay.
He sends an amount of iron and silica. And then the guy phones up on the phone and says, you know this what you've sent? How come you've only sent this much? You know, it's like there's 10 sachets in each box. And Stephen's like, yeah, I've sent you it all there. The fella's like, yeah, it's going to do about 3 boxes or something like that. So then we had to get some more shipped over, and as we speak right now, all of these tiny little fairies are in the factory.
The fairies do the silicon, the goblins do the iron.
Okay, because that's aggressive, the iron. Yeah, it's that aggressive. The silicon, excuse me, is very nice and gentle.
Yeah.
So, they are all in the factory. You want to see this factory? It's like something out of Harry Potter land.
Yeah, especially with all the fairies and goblins.
Yeah. And they are just going...
Yeah.
Bagging all of our special product right now.
Yeah, making these growers' dreams come true.
But what I want to know, Stephen, is how is our product any more special than anybody else's? And how are we not just talking a load of this promo crap?
Yeah.
So we make loads of money.
Yeah.
and was blagging everybody.
We're just blagging everyone.
Yeah, it's a blag. Doesn't work, and it's just fancy packaging, as you said, and bits of powder in bags.
Yeah.
They're fairies and goblins.
What's the difference? What's the nano difference?
Why? Yeah. What is it? What's it going to do?
So first of all, the nano product has been the marketing. Basically, the slogan that we have got is the science does the marketing and the product does the talking. So it's all well and good people talking and we're talking about our own product now, but we expect you to use what we talk about and go and do further research and talk to people that have used it, because if you're not on our Instagram, which is up on the screen, it's at NANO Hydroponics, then I've been doing side-by-side examples with vegetables and fruits and send it to a few people to do side-by-sides, and then people see the difference it makes and get in touch for samples.
So what is it? What do you do with it? What is it?
So...
Is it a feed?
It's classed to be as an additive.
Okay.
So you have to use it on top of everything else that you use, no matter what you use.
Yeah, but I use AB and Dutch Pro Explode
on top of that.
So you can use that as well.
Yeah.
But what happens if you use Advanced Nutrients, the full range?
You can use it on top of that as well.
What happens if I use Botanic Vitalink?
Ooh. That's a tricky one. But you can use it on top of that as well.
Oh, what about ion?
Everything, every nutrient that you can possibly get your hands on, nano can go on top of it. And that is the hidden genius with nano. And the iron that we do and the silicon that we do is that it has no effect on EC and it has no effect on pH either. Which
but
is
are you sure that's
one.
right? Because didn't you write an article 3 years ago about something about this and you was contradicting yourself?
Yeah. So 3 years ago I wrote an article in Garden Culture just before we started doing the nano research.
Okay.
And I said, quite correctly at the time, that if a company's silica product does not affect your pH, it is marketing bullshit.
Okay.
And it is essentially just diluted, watered down silicon. And it's that diluted that it can't have an effect on the pH because
like rhino skin.
Like rhino skin.
Okay. However,
the nanos, and that is because all silicon products are dissolved in water. You mix a certain amount into water, and that's it dissolved in. Now with nanoparticles, what you can get away with is the nanoparticles are that small, they don't dissolve, they get suspended in the liquid. And because something is suspended and
so
not interacting with water, exactly that pose as well. Yeah, Tom's is doing like a Spider-Man on a bus pose.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect pH or EC, and they're that small. They enter the plant's metabolic pathways without any energy required from the plant itself. But Adam says, is it organic? Good question. We are potentially going to go for organic classification, but it's classed as natural, not organic. Organic being anything that's plant based or animal waste based. It's either plant waste or animal waste, and if it's not that, then it's technically not organic for growers. But this is derived from iron ore and silicon dioxide as well, so it's not man-made. It's just been, what's the word? It's natural from the earth, but it couldn't be classed as organic.
Right. So, see all these other silicons.
Yeah.
Why is our one better than theirs?
Our one is better than every other silicon on the market, yes.
Why? How can we sit here and say that? Can that be proven? And how? Tell them.
Okay.
No?
So the first test that we did about 18 months ago...
Because I don't want to just sit here and say to everyone, oh, we're the best.
As everybody else does. Everyone else
is
the best.
That's all crap.
So how do you differentiate?
Prove it. Tell everyone now, prove it.
So one of the early tests that we did, and this was for me because I needed to see for myself that it was better, is we did 4 DWC plants, and we used 1 as a control.
Is that the only proof though, just reproduction plants?
Let me finish. The scientist has taken full control today. Skeptic and will get his head punched in. The scientist is going to come out with his gloves, you know. So we did 4 bubblers. 1 was a control with no nano in it. 1 had just iron. 1 had just silica, and 1 had iron and silica. But in the control, we used what I believe, and I'm not going to mention it, the current best silica on the market is, and it's a salicylic acid.
Yeah.
It's not potassium silicate. It's the best silicon on the market, in my opinion. And so what we did then is we took cuttings in the veg stage. We took some cuttings from all 4 plants and sent them off to the lab and had them analysed for the silicon content.
Okay.
Now, the plants, basically the plants with the best silicon on the market had a lot of silicon in it. The plant with nano silicon in it had more silicon within the plant, and I mean not just a little bit, it was a lot more, nearly double the amount of silicon in the plant. Also, observationally, which is not great science, but observationally the plant stems are thicker and healthier.
Let's just
and
skip
greener.
observationally for a minute. I want more proof. So, what's the difference in their silicon to ours? Why is ours? Come on, talk to me more. Tell me more. I need to know more. You're not proving anything to me right now.
Cool. Well, most silicons are potassium silicate. You mix it with water, it becomes salicylic acid and enters into the plant's metabolic pathways. The best, essentially, that means that the plant's got to chew its food before it can absorb it. Yeah, before it can swallow it.
Yeah.
The best silicons on the market are basically pre-chewed silica, so they get into the plant a lot quicker, and they tend not to alter pH either.
Yeah.
So they're salicylic acids or orthosalicylic acids. Now, our silica is silicon dioxide. It doesn't affect pH because it's suspended and it's nanoparticles, and we've wrapped it in an amino acid called lysine. So I'm going to tell you a little story. The plant, actually, I'll leave this story for Ian, but essentially the lysine has been around for billions of years along with plants, and the plant goes, yeah, I know you've been around for billions of years, come on in, and as happily the lysine lets the silicon dioxide go, and the plant uses silicon however it chooses to do so.
Okay. So is that better than the other way?
Yes.
Okay.
But if you're not scientifically minded or wanting to look into the research, the only way, because I could do as much science as you all would like, the only way for you to see if it works better is use the best silicon that you think is on the market and compare it to our nano silicon.
Okay, well,
and do a side by side.
Hold on, before we get to that, hold on. Right, I've still got more questions. So, see nano.
Yeah.
Is it the only form of its kind on the market?
I believe it to be so, yes.
Well, is it or isn't it? Is there any others the same?
There's another one in America that is trying to be the same,
okay.
But we haven't had its products yet, so we can't test it. There are other products that say that they contain nanoparticles.
Are they lying?
90% of them are lying. The other 10%, I haven't tested them yet.
Okay.
But we will be doing a live test in the lab in about when you give me a day off, in about 4 or 5 weeks' time. We're going to take all these products that say they've got nanoparticles in them and do it live, so you can all see. There's no, that one's got nanoparticles, we're going to have to hide that one. If they've got nanoparticles, they've got nanoparticles. Let's see which ones have.
What qualifies a nanoparticle?
Anything that is lower than 99 nanometers, between 1 and 99 nanometers. Anything above 99 nanometers is a micrometer. So then you have micrometers, then you have millimeters, then you have centimeters.
So that's not nano.
So it's not classed as nano, it'd be classed as a micro molecule.
So all you people listening who think they've got little tiny silicons, called nanos, your particles need to be less than 0 to 99
nanometers.
Nanometers.
Yeah, that's the one. And then lower than 0 nanometers, you start.
So you do sound as if, like, you know what you're talking a little bit about, don't you?
A little bit.
A little bit,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, but I've got you.
Our nano.
Whoa. You've just got this from some factory. This stuff, yeah.
Oh, the nano.
Who's been making this? Where does this come from?
So
where have you got research to do all this stuff? How do you know, smarty pants, anything about any of this stuff?
I'm going to beat you down again, skeptic.
Come on.
So we've developed it with a university,
okay,
and with a company, farm to farm, and they've basically been doing research, and they have painted it the way that you make the nanoparticles. Now, you can buy nanoparticles off the internet. You can go and buy them. You can go buy an iron nanoparticles, and you can go and buy silicon nanoparticles, but the cost of them is phenomenal because it's very expensive to make nanoparticles. The reason that it started to come, that we've started getting onto it, is because the method of making nanoparticles that these guys have painted to the
with our fairies and goblins.
With the fairies and goblins, exactly, is the cheapest way of making nanoparticles.
Yeah, it's pretty magical.
And it makes the best nanoparticles as well. Yeah. The most homogeneous. So our nanoparticles, which is what I was going to say before, are 20 nanometers, and that's plus or minus 5 nanometers. So everything between 15 and 25 are nanoparticles sitting there.
Okay, so if you've got nanoparticles and you want to check the size of your nanoparticles to ours are no greater than 25 and no less than 15.
Yeah.
And the range is 0 to 99. So go and get your nanoparticles and we'll have a nanoparticle off.
Nanoparticle off.
Yeah. Stephen was explaining to us simpler people why our nano is really any better or any different from everybody else's stuff. And it is, because it's formulated in a completely different way. It's taken up the plant in a completely different way, which we have the sole license to, we believe.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. We do.
We have told you the size of the particle that requires for it to be in the category of nano. We have all of our scientific data available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when we go and visit the shops, which is going to be...
Yeah. Oh, by the way, me and Stephen are coming to see you as well. You know, I forgot to tell you. Because we love reps and that. But how could we get a rep?
To replicate the passion that we have.
Yeah, and to talk about something that only me and Stephen really know about. So we ain't going to have no reps. We're the reps. So we've got 25 of our shops, haven't we?
Yeah.
That are on the list. We've spoken to you at last AutoPot. Obviously, it's been on the back burner. But it's here. It's landed. So me and Stephen will be coming. Stephen will be coming to bore your brains out. And I'll just come and whiff your shops out. Yeah. So make sure that there ain't no problem with me whiffing. Because
you whiff.
I whiff hard.
Makey.
Hard.
My earphones.
Make sure all them VIP nuggets are there for me as well. And like strawberry sour.
Simon said make that 26. Of course we are for you, buddy. Anyone that makes that journey to come and do a podcast with us can obviously have nano.
Oh yeah, definitely started it. Of course, straight away.
So we're talking about. So I was saying you can get nanoparticles off the internet and you can buy them, but they're very expensive. And there's another thing for all you people that want to go out and buy nanoparticles off the internet. It's not absorbable by the plant, because we have also done a second feature of. Which is, you know what? You know nanoparticles, everyone goes on about the nanoparticles.
Yeah.
We've also got a second part to this bow, which is equally important. And it is the way we have wrapped the iron and the silicon so that it's absorbable by the plant. And that's with an amino acid, lysine. So you can buy nanoparticles, but they won't do anything. They'll just drop out of the solution and plants can't absorb them. Essentially, they'll look like iron filings, just drop into the bottom of your tank. Which brings me on to my next point. You know these companies that say they've got this nanoparticle, this and nanoparticle that. I want to talk about the different nanoparticles and why did we choose iron and silica to bring to the market first?
Don't know, because we thought it'd be the quickest cash cow.
No, not quite.
Why not?
Because we thought these would be the best products to bring to the industry first.
Why?
Well, silicon, because it's my favourite product, and because there's so many issues with people not using pH pens but still wanting to use silica, and the silica traditionally raises your pH. I thought, wouldn't it be great if this, because it's nanoparticle, not affect pH, not affect EC, all these people that don't use pH pens can now use silica and it won't have any detriment to their current pH. So that's why I chose silica. Also, it's my favourite element.
Sounds very good to me, so long as it works, though.
Yeah. The iron. The reason that we chose iron, and iron's a little bit special, because there is not a single product like iron nano in the world anywhere. And the reason that we came with the iron is because we found research that said that every single plant grown in this world is deficient in iron.
See, hold on, right? I'm just thinking now. So you're telling me I can get anybody who I want, and I can have them. They can have it with you against this nano thing.
Yeah.
And they're going to test you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody you want.
What about our scientific engineering secrecy person, the master wizard.
The master wizard.
Yeah.
Does anybody...
Is he accredited in our industry?
In our industry. So, what is your definition of accredited? What is...
No, is he accredited in the UK?
Yes, massively so.
Do people in our industry know of him?
A few people do, yes.
Would they be the sciencey people?
Some of them are sciencey people. Some people through stumbling.
Would you say? I'm just asking. You know, I like to ask.
You ask these questions and I get on to what you're trying to make.
Yeah, I just want to know, like, you know, any of the sciencey people, like, in our industry.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, if like there was badges like in the army sort of thing.
Yeah.
Have any of them got more badges than our wizard?
Our wizard gave them their badges.
What?
Our wizard gave them their badges.
Oh, can you say that again for me, please?
Our wizard gave all the industry, other wizards, their badges.
Okay. I knew that. Yeah. I just wanted everybody else to know that. Just especially the you know, the shops who are thinking about us and saying, what's going on? Yeah, see, all of the chemists within our industry, have all been schooled.
In it's like that 2 to 3 degrees separation. In some instances, Gareth has trained somebody.
The wizard.
The wizard.
The wizard.
How do you know I wasn't using something fake? The wizard has trained somebody who's then trained that person that's in our industry.
Oh, so that's even like third generation.
Yeah.
Like a third generation tomato clone.
Yeah.
Okay, that's even more diluted form.
So
we actually have got the Grand Master Wizard.
Yeah, there's no one better.
Nobody better. So the person who's created this product for a lot longer than 3 years that we have been working with.
Yeah.
A lot longer, believe me.
Well, even if there's some sneaky scientists sitting in our industry making products and that we don't really know about, and they're like, I didn't ever get trained, I did this 20 years ago. Either way, our chemist's the best because he's got like the alphabet after his name.
Yeah.
And that's that. And he loves what he does. He loves and is passionate about chemistry, so it's funny. And this all came about, by the way, out of trials on potatoes.
Yeah.
This is what a PhD student was looking at the effect of nanoparticles.
Sorry to interrupt again. I'd just like to get these quick points in.
Go for it.
Just quick questions. Is Nano being accredited by any good people, good growers?
Has it been accredited by... Well,
who's using it?
Well, we gave a load of samples out at AutoPot in September, and there hasn't been one single bad feedback. Now, the ones that I can talk about...
What about the veg growers and all that?
Excuse me. Kevin 40 grew the UK's largest red pepper and was using Nano. We have a handful of chili growers that say that they would... basically, they've been begging me now for 4 months for more and more because they've just never seen the growth that they've seen, the speed of the vegetative cycle, the strength of the plants.
So basically, what I'm getting to is, so this product's we've got the best wizard in the UK, Arnie.
Yeah.
Working with us side by side. It's our ally. You've got all of the scientific information, data, and everything to show anybody who wants to see it.
If they're interested, yeah.
If they would like to see it.
Yeah.
So you've got the proof.
Yeah.
On paper.
Yeah.
We've done tests.
And you've done tests side by side.
Yes. And also a large number of our friends, pals, customers, and blah, 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 have all tested and are all continuously using it.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
All you need to do is have a little search on our Instagram at Nano Hydroponics because a lot of the side-by-sides are on there.
So how often do you use this product? Every day?
So this is quite an interesting point. You could use it every day. But because it is a product that is at the peak of the hydroponics industry, it's one of the best things that you can use. It comes with it. It is quite expensive, relatively expensive. Now, we could say to people, use it every time you feed.
Don't.
You could.
Yeah, don't.
But don't. Because we worked out, we've sat down after the side-by-sides and we've run it with every feed and we've run it with every other feed and once a week and once a month. The best way to use it in terms of keeping your money in your pocket and getting a good result is once a week.
Once a week.
So you would add, and these sachets.
Now,
these
if we
boxes,
wanted, we could say to you, use it every day, or every other day, or every 3 days. No, we have done the tests, and it's once a week.
yeah, you would get. Now I've done the every feed sketch. You would get absolutely phenomenal results.
So, say I had a
But it would
big
cost a lot of
400 litre water butt.
Yeah,
How many sachets would I put in that?
10 sachets.
10 sachets.
One sachet to 40 litres of water.
Okay, and that will cost me what?
£75.
£75.
So using it every feed could be quite expensive,
Very expensive.
but it would have phenomenal results. But the cost to benefit ratio that we worked out is optimum at once a week.
Yeah.
And that's for the silicon and the iron as well. Now the iron, that's where we were before we broke up. That I was talking about iron. Now iron is different because there's no other product like nano iron in the industry, in the world, because iron is traditionally chelated, and chelated just means wrapped up in. It's tied up to the iron in EDTA or EDDTA, and there's lots of different. You can get you look at the back of your bottle, and it'll say chelated with EDTA.
Okay, it's chelated. It's chelated.
I like to remember the numbers or the figures.
It's chelated. Fucking wrapped up.
And ours is wrapped up in an amino acid called lysine, like we talked about before. Now here comes my story. The difference between EDTA and an amino acid lysine. So the iron is an orange, a peeled orange in your hand, and you are a giant. EDTA is the giant, orange is the iron, yeah? I'm the plant. I come along and I say to you, I'd like some iron. You say, well, if you can get it out of my hand, it's yours. But you're very strong because you're a giant. And I peel this back, peel your fingers back, and I get a segment of iron, segment of orange, and I eat it. But by the time I come to get another piece, you've got back hold of the orange, and I've got to work really hard to get another segment. That's what is traditionally chelated with iron. What we've done...
Why did it have to be an orange and not an apple?
Because oranges have segments, and it makes the story better, Thomas.
Oh, okay.
Okay? It was my story.
Nah, it just does sound like you know what you're talking about, though. It does sound like a good story.
Thank you.
I am believing it a bit here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, it sounds like you've read your sheet, you know, your script, your
Oh,
sales
the script,
pitch.
that script.
Yeah. So,
No.
don't worry, I'm thinking of questions.
Okay. But we've wrapped it in an amino acid, lysine, and this time it's not a giant holding it, it's a toddler. And you say to the toddler, could I have a segment of orange? These are the nice toddlers, not the ones that go, no, my orange. And the toddler goes, yeah, there's the orange, I like to give it to you. That's what the plant does. That's what the lysine does. The plant goes, can I have some of that iron, please? And the lysine goes, yeah, of course you can. Have it all in one go. And plants go, well, that was easy. And then what happens to the lysine? It's an amino acid, it's natural, it gets used up by the plant anyway. And that's it. It's a simple story of struggle versus ease of use, and that's why our iron is the best.
Okay.
And I think we will notice a movement away from EDTA because it is incredibly hard. Short story, EDTA was actually invented to remove heavy metals from the body. That's why it works so well on holding onto the iron.
All sounds very scientific to me.
You know I love it.
All I'm going to say is, if you test the product and well, yeah, to the shop owners, anybody who's watching, you get a free parcel to test it anyway. You get a free package, just contact us and you get a free package anyway. Yeah. If you haven't had it already, or all of them have had it into AutoPot anyway and done most of the trials. I need to speak into this mic as well, sorry. Any of the customers who use it and feel unhappy, I will refund their money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you have to do in that trial is you have to do one with the nano and one without the nano, or several with nano, several without nano, and take side-by-side pictures.
Yeah.
And
I'll even give you your money back after the first 2 weeks.
If you're not happy with it.
If you haven't seen the difference.
Yeah.
It's fair dues, don't it? Within
definitely.
the first 14 days.
Yeah.
At the end of the 14 days. Yeah. I want you to wait 14 days at least.
And if you're not happy with it, we could put you into Red Book and you never ever get nano particles.
You're banned off podcast and everything. Yeah.
So is there anything else you'd like to know about iron and silica? So there's actually not a lot of
So hold on, a 400 litre tank over a 10-week period is going to cost me £750, innit? 750 quid.
Yeah, at the moment, because we will be addressing that, though.
But that's a 400 litre tank.
Yeah.
Once a week.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sound.
But it will give you that back.
Yeah. Because it only needs to be delivered into each plant once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, don't think that 400 litre tank needs to feed the plants all week. It doesn't. It just needs to be delivered to each plant once a week. That's it. So that 400 litre tank should do about 60 plants.
Yeah. Well, definitely do 40 plants, and then depending on the time of the year, etc.
Yeah.
You can get up to 60.
And then boom, back. Just still with your normal regime, everything's still the same. Crack on.
Something that people have to be aware of, though, with the iron, and with more specifically the iron, but a little bit with the silica, is the iron, because of what effect it has inside the plant, which I'll talk about in a minute, makes a plant drink twice as much water.
Yeah.
So if you're used to, and that's not, if people think, oh, twice as much nutrients, well, think of it, your plant's drinking twice as much and getting twice as much nutrients, what's going to happen? You're probably going to get a plant that's twice as big, twice as happy, twice as strong, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Now, what goes on inside the plant? Now, we've talked a lot about science, and there is a lot of deep science that goes on in nano, but very simply, the iron within the plant, when it gets into the plant, and the plant's made no effort, and it's happy, and the plant's like, oh, loads of iron and no energy expended. Very simply, iron is one of the most important constituents parts of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is what makes the plant green, and it's what absorbs sunlight. So if you've got more iron, you can make more chlorophyll. You can make more solar panels. And if you've got more solar panels, you can absorb more light. And if you can absorb more light, you can make more food.
Energy. And so on.
Yeah. More energy,
all
more
sounds
food.
very good to me.
It is very good.
But how do we not know it's just not another one of these fuckers? You know why?
Well,
because it's us that's doing it. And look at the research that Stephen continuously has and immerses himself with, and he's ready to take any single person's questions, proper questions, not like boring ones, proper nitty gritty ones.
So, Simon's asked, any difference between soft and hard water results? Now, very good question.
Very good question, proper question.
And I would say two answers. First answer is, I personally haven't done a hard water grow and a soft water grow right next to each other to see the difference.
No.
But, having brought that up, it is something I will do.
However.
Secondly, we have give the product to hard water growers.
Yeah.
And they were very, very happy and saw similar results that I would expect them to see in a soft water area.
And we give product to, was it 21 shops that get them? Did not all 25 got them, did they?
No, not all 25 came to the show.
No, but 21 with a spread right up and down the UK.
Scotland, Birmingham, Newcastle, Liverpool, South Wales, London. Yeah. Right down to the Cornwall area.
But we haven't done.
Dover.
It's a good test to do.
It is a good test. I like it. I like
test.
it. Definitely good test. I'll be doing it in the lab, and you'll be able to see the progression of that.
Oh, you've got some stuff to be doing in this lab, mate. Can't wait to see this.
Tell me about it. So, at the end of it all, though, there's two things why. There's a couple of things that you should take from this podcast. Is I am telling you, hand on heart, for a fact, my reputation on the line as a person who loves science and loves testing products is, I stand behind this product. I didn't get given a product and then decide to distribute it. I was interested in a product, used it, found that it worked really well, and then asked could we distribute it, and it's all good.
Well, we actually got asked to.
Yeah, we did, but it made the story sound better. I was into the product, and then we were
that's
asked.
That's why, because you was obsessed with it, because you were a scientific freak.
Yeah, that's why we got asked, because
he
was like,
because of the passion.
That can get into that product.
There's nobody who could sit there for hours like you do talking that science palaver.
I love it, and it will be on display in all its glory at AutoPot, and we're working on products. There's not just iron and silica, there's other products right now that we're testing, but you won't get to hear about them till at least August, because
and no, it's not a full range of nutrients.
No, it will be that's the thing from us. We'll never, And you've reminded me of another point is we'll never just bring out loads of a full range instantly because we can cash in on. We know the iron works, we know the silica works, so we can just bring anything out and people just assume it works.
No, we use science and we delve and we look into what's going on and what's required and
every single product
what's
that
missing,
we bring out.
what some of the maybe the weaker links are in the industry, and we pick up on them and we investigate them a bit further and speak to some key people and base our knowledge and our investigations on them strengths and support.
Here's the downside for us: if the product didn't work, how on earth could we come onto this podcast in future and call other products out when our own product doesn't work?
So that's why, to be honest, today's podcast
we can't afford to do it.
About Nano, you see me being very sceptical towards Stephen, quizzing him and questioning him and interrogating him, and I don't expect any single thing less from anyone who wants to purchase this product from us, because, you know, we go on about us and we investigate everything and we talk about our family of shops as well, and our family of customers as our extension of our family. The 25 shops that we have selected, we expect I expect you anyway to interrogate Stephen, to know the ins and outs and find out and be bothered and interested to want to know why, and is it really what he's saying. And that's why I've put all of these awkward questions to him right now, because I don't cut around the bush.
Beat around the bush?
Beat around the bush. Cut around the bush. I don't cut the bush.
You must have a messy garden.
Oh, messy garden. Now, I just get in there straight and just say the right questions, because they're the questions that I ask to the other companies that are bringing out products continuously.
Yeah.
And I watch them drown all the time, and they send out the reps and that. And that's why I'm saying to you, listen, we ain't going to send any reps. We're coming to see you. It's going to be a mission. I think we're going to have to take a full week off the shop to come and see you all.
And that's not just we picked 25 shops last year because we believed that.
And I'm telling you now,
shops,
when I come to your shops, don't be even thinking about leaving me at the counter, because I'll just bounce the counter and sit in your chair and put my feet up on the desk and say, right, cup of char. Do you know what I mean? 2 sugars, la. Because none of that rep talk, none of that bullshit. You can just talk that with Steve.
Yeah, I love it.
I'll just be whiffing on. If there's no whiffing, I'm going to have to take you off the list, I think.
Yeah. Well, there's also, I don't want other shops to go, I wasn't on the list, I can't get in touch. The reason we picked 25 shops is because we picked them up and down the country, like Simon said, to do the test at the different areas of the UK. Now, those shops have tested, so if you want to see results or hear about the results, obviously we want you to use the product, but you've got 25 shops there that have used it as well that you can talk to, that are potentially your friends. But do get in touch with us. And also,
don't think because I'm coming to your shop you have to buy the product. I'm going to come to your shop and I'm going to make sure I've got my testers on me, and I'm going to come up and see you, meet you face to face, and then I'm going to give you the testers, and then I'll know what you're about as a shop. And then you may or may not become one of the proper family, because you might be one of them shops who are like, testers, boom, put them on the shelf, and then just forget about it. You do that to me and I won't be too happy. I'll just be like, sound, your shop's shit, because it shows you what you're about. It shows you that you aren't interested in your customers. You're only interested in yourselves, really. Now, if you're interested in your customers in your shop, you will take the time, especially for us, to come all the way up to see you and show you the true transparency. You can ask anything, see anything you want. Testers for free, boom, and out it goes. There's no bullshit with us. Simple as. So I don't want no bullshit off of you. It's a simple respect. Simple as, do you know what I mean? Obviously, you've got to deal with all these reps. I'm not a rep at all. I'm not a rep at all. I'm just
You're not a representative of the company, like.
No, I'm representing.
We are the company.
I'm just representing us and me, and so I'll be coming to see you and come and see what you're about.
So do get in touch. Get in touch and let us know if you want some iron nano or some silicon nano, and if you want us to come and see you, so you can grill me, find out everything about it.
But hopefully I will get to all these 25 shops, and they will be amazing. So then when I come back on podcast, I can just big up my family. My family. Do you know what I mean? So
I keep on forgetting to raise this point, and it's an important point.
A big shout out to Slim at Slim's Hydroponics in Hounslow, and a big shout out to Hydro to Grow Jay at Peckham. And
Simon at Go Green and peat.
Where's Go
hydro.
Green?
Go Green down south, right down south.
Where was
in
it again?
Kent.
Kent.
Yeah.
What was the name of the place though?
Go Green.
No, the actual little town.
Green Rooms.
Green Rooms. Green Rooms. Green Rooms.
Green Rooms.
Green Room.
Green Room Hydroponics.
Yeah, not Go Green. Just Green Rooms. And that other fella in Pompey.
Yeah. He was High Grow Hydroponics.
High Grow Hydroponics. Well, in Giza.
Sounds the Green Room.
Green Room. Green Room.
Fucking hell, what a tip.
So if you live in them areas and you listen to our show and you think, oh, I'd love to come to an NPK, and you can't be asked getting the train all the way down here because it is a bit of a mission and a drive. Them guys have to drive like 4.5 hours. Make sure you go round to their shop.
Yeah.
Bypass the other shop that you're normally going to, because they're now no longer certified. They are not certified. And make sure you go to my pals' shops, because they're far better. Because anybody who drives all that way to come and onto our show and listen to us talking
must be passionate about
passionate or are absolute nuts like us. So
either way, it's a good reason to visit them.
Yeah, it's a very good reason to visit them.
I've got something else I wanted to say about nano, and it's going to be something for the future, so I want to say it today. Is that some companies have made nanoparticles out of particles that don't need to be nano. Not everything needs to be a nanoparticle. The reason that we've got nano iron and nano silica is because making them nano makes them more readily available to the plant. And let me give you an example about something else. Calcium does not need to be a nanoparticle. It is in a form that is already readily available to the plant. So making it nanoparticle, in inverted commas, because it's not, is pointless. Making it a nanoparticle does not make it any more accessible by the plant. It only increases the price of that product. So don't get duped in by products that say the nano.
So what happens if we turn around? And we're not going to turn around and say we're making nano calcium.
No, we may make a nano magnesium, because that can be improved, but
not calcium.
Not a nanoparticle.
So we're never going to make.
We will never make a nanoparticle.
Why
calcium,
not?
Because
it's pointless.
It will be
it's
very
pointless.
It's
pointless.
Yeah.
I didn't want you to go into a big scientific.
Okay. But I like going into big scientific story.
I know. So it's pointless. So if anybody's making nano calcium, you're liars. Is that what you're saying?
No, they could be making nanoparticle calcium. It's just pointless.
Oh no, but they're just at the bollocks. Sorry, they're not liars. They're at the bollocks. So they're trying to rip you off because it's pointless. Yeah,
they're using a nice fancy name like nano, and I imagine you'll see a lot of stuff starts to say nano this, nano that. We're going to be the gatekeepers. We're here to test all those products and make sure that everybody is doing it, because I imagine some nanoparticles will come out.
See, the way we test other things, we have secret tests, and we don't divulge all of the information because it could be quite harmful to some companies, and we don't really. We just do it for our own personal interest. However, if any company would like to pit against our nano, we will test your shit and we will publicise it faster than you can even say
nanoparticles.
Nanoparticles. Boom. There won't be no messing around, because this is our stuff. So if you want to come and test, it will be full on war.
Yeah.
And we want it.
Yeah.
So are we saying nobody's got the shit that we've got?
We're saying that.
We are saying that, and we are stating that. So all of you people who think you have, start commenting now, please, because any one of you that do it, I'm going to get your shit. If we haven't, we've probably already run it, haven't we? Yeah,
90% of the stuff.
Yeah, okay, so we've probably already run yours. So let's see who's brave and says, no, we're lying, because we will open you up.
The products that might, if the products out there that have got nanoparticles, then...
Yeah, but we're going to test them and see how...
But there's something to bear in mind. If you had one...
Don't be backing out now.
I'm not, I'm just saying, if you had one nanoparticle in a bottle of whatever you had, does that make it nano? So this is what some of these companies might be doing.
Yeah, okay. So let's get them then. I'm sure. Have you got something to deal with that shit?
High pressure. We've got high pressure gas chromatography, liquid chromatography, electron scanning microscopes. We're going to be doing it live, so you'll be able to.
Okay, so come on, let's step into the nano ring.
Yes.
It's very small because there's only room for us. Hey, it's tiny and there's only us in here. And
That's why it's a nano ring.
Yeah, it's the nano ring. So please come and try and step into it.
And one more thing as well.
We are going to enjoy it thoroughly.
Oh yes. There's other things that some people can be quite sneaky.
And we will bring the wizard out of his
he loves
secret.
casting spells.
He
loves as much as we do.
If you've seen Harry Potter and if you've seen the hat and he pull them out,
hat.
we pull the wizard out of the hat. And he'll just sit there and he will terrorise any of your scientific people.
Yeah, that he will do.
So there you go. There's our passion for nano. It's our product. It's kick ass. It's being tested. It's getting tested. It's being used. It's being loved. It's
constantly being tested.
It's been a nightmare with packaging. That's what the problem was. We have resolved it. Watch this space.
Someone said, can you use it in NFT? Yes, you can.
You can use it in everything. That's how we've designed it.
We've
designed it. You don't need to change what you're doing. You don't need to drop out any stuff if you don't want to. You can just add our shit and away you go. It's absolutely great. One treatment per plant once a week. End of.
Yeah, that is it.
That is it.
So, you know what we even, because we hate it that much, you know what we haven't done? Really told them what nano actually does to the plant.
What does it do?
So, the silicon does what all silicons do. I'm drawing you in. I'm going to get it in 2 minutes, okay? I'm going to give you a minute on each.
I know what it does.
Look.
Please don't want to listen anymore.
Count.
It's boring.
1 minute on each one. Time me. Go. And I will stick to a minute. So the silicon, nano silicon, does the same as every other silicon on the market. Strengthens the plant, makes it greener, better on defences, so on. You are a nightmare to do podcasts with sometimes. And but it's just better. So whatever the other silicon does, but 100 times better. That's what our nano silicon does. Nano iron increases the chlorophyll content of the plant, which means it can absorb sunlight better and it makes more food. That means shorter veg times.
Jack in a beanstalk.
Shorter veg times, more flower on site when you get to flower, shorter flowering time, more oil production, bigger yields, healthier plants. It's all round. It's like
growth. It's like a growth hormone. Yeah. That's exactly what it's like.
It is like a growth hormone.
It's
a plant.
Off its tits.
Like a plant.
It's nuts. It's crazy. It's mad.
It's also like a PGR, isn't it?
But it's not.
And it's not. And you can test our products for PGRs
test it,
as
please. Test. Come on.
Show us.
Please.
Ingredient list.
Investigate it.
Ingredient list.
Yeah.
50%
Come
iron,
on.
50% lysine.
Yeah.
That's what's in our product.
But there's a special trick. And you got to shake it like that. And that's how the magic happens. And that's something that we're not going to tell you. And that's where it all is at. Yeah, we can tell you how it's all whatever and what's in it and la-di-da-da. But the magic shake, which connects it all together, boom. That's where we come into play.
Yeah. And to sign off with, don't believe any of that shit we've just talked.
No.
Get the product and see for yourself.
Yeah. Do not listen to any of that. Please just get the product. I'll give you a money back guarantee. Shops, I've got testers for yous. You've got no excuse to test the product.
Everyone that's tested it's been absolutely over the moon and amazing.
Yeah, if you want to know anybody who has tested, just contact us and we can let you speak to them. I can't be bothered doing middleman. You can just speak to them direct while I'm not there, and you can talk about me as well. Say how much about.
Yeah, definitely.
How much you love me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, yeah, there it is.
That's
Proofs in the pudding, simple as. Can't be bothered with any more talking about silicons and irons and links and sides.
You start to sound like a rep, you know.
No.
But I love the science, so I'll talk all day. Send me your messages at Nano Hydroponics on Instagram or Nano Hydroponics on Facebook.
Yeah.
Send me a message. Let's talk some science.
Send them all to Steve, not to me.
Yeah, because Thomas will try and cut you short when you're trying to make an explanation.
These earphones are here.
Let's get them off then.
Okay.
Matey, that's us.
Thank you for listening. That was podcast 111, Nano.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Oh, green grade, purple grade, brown grade, Give me vibes in a hurry. A bum